Tskaltubo. This town in the country of Georgia used to flourish as one of the most popular Soviet spa resorts. As the hot springs known for being waters of immortality attracted many people from across the Soviet Union to this small town, a lot of sanatoriums and baths were built one after the other. It's said that even the former Soviet political leader Stalin often vacationed here. However, those glory days didn't last forever. Since the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, the number of tourists has drastically decreased. Most hotels and sanatoriums in this Soviet spa resort were shut down and have been abandoned until today. In this video, I'm gonna share what I saw and experienced in Tskaltubo, Georgia. Most tourists go to Tskaltubo from the city of Tibilesi, which is the third most popular city in Georgia. In Georgia, shared minivans called marshrutka are widely used as a means of transportation. After the 15-minute ride by marshrutka from Tibilesi, you will arrive at the center of Tskaltubo. Even though it's the center of the town, you can already see a lot of buildings that are worn out and abandoned. Hey guys, I just arrived in Tskaltubo, and this is one of the abandoned hotels. Let's explore. This old building was once up and running as a Hotel Iberia. It was constructed with 4 stories between 1952 and 62, following the typical Soviet style, a huge, imposing structure with minimal architectural embellishments. The hotel used to have hundreds of rooms and was considered the best hotel in Tskaltubo, but now the grasses are growing all over the courtyard, and the beautifully designed entrance is filled with graffiti. Okay, I really think I should have come to this kind of place with someone. And I heard in some of the abandoned buildings like this, people still live there. So I think if I encounter them, I would freak out. I heard that this building was sold to an investor in 2017 who planned to demolish the building and construct a brand new hotel. But when I visited there, it looked like no construction had started yet. It looks like this building is very worn out, so I didn't go upstairs because I thought the floor could collapse if I walk on it. And I have a lot of other abandoned buildings waiting for me to visit, so let's go! Hotel Shaftir is located next to Hotel Iberia. Unlike Iberia, it seems like the renovation plan for this hotel is actually happening. It's completely surrounded by a fence, and there was someone who's probably a guard on site, so I could only see part of the building from outside the fence. Today, the town looks very different from how it did during its golden age, but around 10,000 people still live here. In the center of Tskaltubo, a few hotels and restaurants are still running, surrounded by abandoned buildings, which makes for a melancholic but unique atmosphere in the town. So it seems like this building used to be a post office. Although there are some fences installed for tourists like me, most parts of the building are worn out and pieces of broken glass are scattered on the floor. Somehow there was still a Tokyo Olympics poster on the outer wall, although I visited during the middle of the Beijing Olympics. Okay, I was recording myself and I didn't notice that there was no fence over there until I got really close. Yeah, I should be careful. There's no fence here either. When you walk around the town, you can find traces of the Soviet era here and there, such as street lamps and Soviet-style reliefs on the buildings. So this place was a mall in the Soviet era. The building consists of 2 stories and a basement floor, and at the center, there are the remnants of an artificial pool that used to have a fountain. After the mall, I had a lunch at a restaurant that I found nearby. I'm full. The food was great. I heard that there is another big abandoned hotel nearby, so I'm looking for it now. Wow, I think this is a hotel. This is Hotel Tibilesi. It's one of the largest hotels, but there is something totally different about this hotel than the ones we've seen so far. Laundry was hung on the balcony, and some people were looking down on me from the window. They are residents here. Kamajoba. So this is an abandoned building, but as you can see, people actually live here. At the entrance, some dogs approached and kept barking at me. They might be working as watchdogs for this building. It seems like the residents maintain the building themselves, so the inside was not as tattered as other hotels. There was a space for trash, and some rooms had a small light at the door and were locked by a padlock. I also heard the sound of flowing water from one of the rooms. Honestly, I was surprised that people live quite a normal life here. But still, the deterioration of the building was severe, and there were some parts that didn't look safe. Sometimes the floor kind of bounces when I walk on it, so I really should be careful about where I walk. When I was walking around, the moment came. I encountered one of the residents. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. So I just met one of the residents. I thought they would get angry at me or something because for them I'm kind of in their private space, although they are not living here legally. But actually they're quite friendly. They thought I'm lost in the building, so they showed me which direction I should go. After seeing their lives in this old and collapsing Soviet hotel, I had a question. Why do they live here? Luckily, I could meet someone that knew the answer when I was about to leave the building.
Near from this place, it's another sanatorium. It's very beautiful for photography.
He said he was visiting his friend living in this building and told me about some other cool buildings in the town.
12 kilometers.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna take me there?
No problem. I just walking.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Do you mind if I record us?
Yes,
Okay.
why not?
Okay. So I just met this kind guy. What's your
Hello.
Hi, what's your
I'm
name?
George.
George.
Yep.
George is gonna take me like interesting place.
Yep.
Yes. So yeah, I'm excited for that. He's following us.
New friend.
New friend.
First time Georgia?
Yeah, first time. I just came from Tibilesi
Yep.
and Kutaisi. George was born and still lives in Tskaltubo. He told me about what it's like to live in a small town where abandoned Soviet buildings still remain.
It's too hard to live here.
Why?
Cause no action here.
'Cause
Many people go to capital city of Georgia, go to
big cities.
big cities,
Tbilisi,
out of country.
Kutaisi, yeah.
Many of friends, my friends,
Yeah.
are not here. They are some Tbilisi, some Germany,
Okay.
some other place,
Yeah.
and it's difficult for me.
But you still wanna like live in this town.
Yeah.
What do you like about this town?
There are too much cars, no too much cars.
Right, that's right, yeah. When I was in Tbilisi, there are so many cars.
It's big difference.
Right.
And people are different, I think.
Yeah?
in this
How
place.
different?
They are so hard work. Cold people is a big city's problem, I think.
Yes.
They have own life. They no interest other problems,
Right.
and it's too hard to me because I born here, I live here,
Yeah.
and it's a big difference.
It's surprising that people still like live there. So it's like their house.
In these people which live here is I cannot find this word.
Immigrant?
Yep. In 1990,
Yeah.
in Georgia was war between two parts of Georgia.
Yeah. After its restoration of independence from the Soviet Union, Georgia had a civil war caused by a dispute over regions of Abkhazia and South Ossetia. During the war, a lot of people fled those two regions and moved to other cities, including Tskaltubo. Supported by Russia, Abkhazia and South Ossetia achieved de facto independence from Georgia, with Georgia retaining control only in small areas of the disputed territories. However, many of those displaced people have stayed in the cities, sometimes making their house in the abandoned Soviet buildings.
My mother are immigrated from Abkhazia to Tskaltubo, and my father is from Tskaltubo, and they meet together here after Abkhazia war.
We arrived at another abandoned hotel called Hotel Madia. The building is very beautiful with a grandiose entrance and a forest of columns. It seems like the open terrace is used as a hangout for local teenagers. The building is huge, but the residences are only on the left-hand side of the building. We explored that part too, but most rooms were already empty, where only some items and pictures were left.
I think they are live here, and now they move another place.
According to George, the government recently built a new building, so these people can officially move and live there. It seems like most residents here have already moved there. Only a couple of families probably still live in this building. In a park called Tskaltubo Mineral Water Park, there are some bathhouses. Most of them are not working anymore and only worn-out facilities remain, but the bathhouse number 6 still operates and is open to all in the park. It's also known as the favorite bathing spot of the former Soviet political leader Stalin. George told me that he was living in Tibilesi during his school years, but after that he came back to Tskaltubo. There are not many job opportunities in this small town, but instead of moving to a big city like his friends did, he wanted to stay. He started a local business twice, but unfortunately they didn't go well. So what he decided to do was become a poker player.
I have no other way really. When I fail two startups, there is no many workplace for adults. And I decided that I have make money another way, and it was a really new challenge for me. I studied poker from online stream, YouTube and Twitch. More than 1 year.
His effort paid off. Now he has been making a living as an online poker player for almost 2 years. I spent only a couple of hours with George, but I could tell that he really loved his hometown. There are too many abandoned Soviet buildings in Tskaltubo to visit in one day, but I can tell that this town is a very unique and interesting place for someone who likes visiting rundown buildings and imagining their old history like I do. And even though the town is long gone from its golden age, there are still people like George who love and try to protect this place. I heard that the government is now planning the construction of new facilities and hotels to resurrect the town as a spa resort again, so I hope it will go well in the way the local people wish. I think I'm gonna end this video here. If you wanna see more travel vlogs like this, please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And George, if you watch this video, thank you so much again for the personal tour of Tskaltubo.